And here's where I'm going to offer some response options. And this is where we're going to get to a very serious concept. Here we go. So if I call your name, response options. You can always do that. Say what somebody else has said. There are only so many unique responses to any given question. And to not allow students to say what somebody else had said just limits things completely. And here's the big concept. In the newest section of the book, 8 Great Ideas, second chapter is called Confessions of a Former Echoer. It's this journey I took year 15. Year 15, I stopped raising my voice. Year 15, I stopped repeating what students were saying. I just thought, you know what? I'm talking too much in here. And part of me talking too much is me saying what a student had just said. Now, I was taught to echo. Echo is the term they use when you repeat what a student said. And the studies say this. By echoing, you validate what was just said, and you rebroadcast the softly spoken comments for the rest of the class. But by year 15, I was going, no, this is way too much talk. So I just thought, I'm going to try something new. I was always trying new stuff. Some of it worked, some of it didn't. This one flat out worked. Flat out worked. Hey guys, this is like first week, year 15. I'm not going to repeat what you say this year. I talk enough as it is without me saying what you just said. So if you don't mind, I'm not going to do that. I'll let you know I heard you by saying thanks. Thanks doesn't mean you're right. Thanks doesn't mean you're wrong. I'm just saying I heard you and I appreciate your response, which is why this is called safe engagement. And that one little decision to just say thanks opened up a brand new world. For the first time in my career, I could take multiple correct responses. First 14 years, I knew how the game was played. I'd pose a question, I'd take responses until I heard the correct one, then I'd stop taking responses. So if I'd asked my fourth graders, what's the capital of California? And the first student I called upon says Sacramento, the game's already over. Sacramento, yes, Sacramento, good for you. Sacramento, all right, let's talk about Sacramento. That was it. One child got to be correct. I got a half a dozen kids thinking, oh, I knew it was Sacramento. Wish you would have called upon me. I'd have been a hero. Gee, maybe I shouldn't wait to be called upon in this classroom. Maybe I should blurt out my answers instead. When teachers complain they have students who blurt, I have to ask, is that our fault? There's not an educator in this room who created the culture that only one child gets to respond correctly. We were just all students in that culture, and we assimilate that. We perpetuate as teachers. You take multiple correct responses, all kinds of good stuff happens. So I'm at the neighborhood school. My last assignment was 2005, and then I took a leave of absence for a couple years just to see what I really wanted to do, and realized I wanted to be doing this a lot more. And as much as I missed the kids, I didn't miss a single staff meeting, not one. But what I do to get my kid fix, I go to the neighborhood school and hang out with fifth graders. And I'll go in, when I first go in, it's an indoor game we play, so they get to know me. Then after that, I take them outside for PE, the 2 fifth grade classes, so the teachers get an extra break. And I get some exercise. So a couple years ago, I'm talking to the new group of fifth graders, and we're playing this game called Eyeball. And it's called Eyeball because that one right there. And it's all based on probability. So I'm explaining the rule. And basically, I'm explaining the game, and I'm going to start to roll the die. So I roll the die for the first roll, and whatever number appears is the score you put down. And they're like 8 rounds, then we check scores who has the highest accumulation. But if you're standing up and I roll a 1, you're out of the game. You can stand up every time if you want to. But if you're standing when it's a 1, you're out. If you were sitting and took a 0 for that turn, I'm going to pass this one. You're still in the game. So about the third roll is when I bring up the probability thing a bit more. Hey guys, what's the probability of rolling a 1 on any given roll? A bunch of hands went up. Called upon the first student, he said, 1 out of 2. And I said, thank you, which is such a safe response and such a quick response and so much better than all the junk I used to say to make you feel okay about your bad answer. Oh, 1 out of 2, well, that's good. It's a ratio. We're looking for a ratio. It's 1 out of something, but it's not a 2, but you're thinking in the right direction, blah, 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 blah. Now, he says 1 out of 2, I should just accept that and go to somebody else. Because here's the cool thing. You take multiple responses, now you're talking formative assessment from your point of view. So I heard 1 out of 2. I said, thank you. Next student said, 1 out of 6. And I could tell he did. 1 out of 6. And I said, thank you. And I get the same response I get every time when it's the first time. Thank you. What's with thank you? Where's all the gushing? So much gushing in the classroom anymore. Holy cow. I don't know if you guys know this. We're in our 2nd generation of participation trophies. Something to think about, huh? But I said thanks. Now, what was funny to see was a bunch of kids had their hands up. When they heard me say thanks to the correct answer, they kind of did this. It's like, what the heck? Thought it was 1 out of 6, but Mr. Morris didn't say yes to that. And that day, of all the funny things, one of those hands went back up. He did this. Then he did that, which I'd never seen before. Thought, this should be interesting. So I called upon him, and he said, 1 out of 5? Now see, mathematically, I'm such a math geek. I could read his mind. Oh, I thought it was 1 out of 6, but Mr. Morris didn't say yes to that. Oh, maybe it's not 1 out of all the numbers. Maybe it's 1 compared to the other numbers. And I heard 1 out of 5, and I said, thank you. And at that point, they're going, what does this guy want? You know what I mean? 5 out of 5, thank you. 6 out of 6, thank you. Perpendicular, thank you. Look, you guys know this. At a certain point, they're not even thinking anymore. They're just guessing. But I took 10, 12 responses. Only once did I hear the correct one. Formative. These guys need a lesson on probability, which I would not have taught had I stopped asking on the second student. But after you take multiple responses, then you just confirm them. If you said, and I also throw in this, if you said or thought 1 out of 6, you're correct. And the first kid's kind of going, oh, phew. And a bunch of other kids are going, oh, I knew it was that, and I gave up on it. So you're welcome to say what somebody else had already said. Now let me point this out, if I can get this complex thing in. I stopped echoing week 1 of year 15. But during that first week of me not repeating, I noticed how many kids were not hearing each other. All the soft speakers who have been enabled to be a soft speaker by teachers who repeat, and I wasn't. So I'm hearing these responses and I'm realizing they're not all tuned in. I got to think about what's going on here? Oh, I get it. Echoing has taught students not to listen. They're thinking if a student says something that's important, my teacher will repeat it. So why listen to my classmates? And the soft speakers all figured it out over the years. If I say something with a soft voice, my teacher repeats with a loud voice, so I don't need to speak up. All that stuff was going on. So then week 2, on Monday, I said, oh, by the way, since I'm not repeating, and we got some soft speakers, which we're going to work on, I want to make sure you can hear each other. So from now on, when you didn't hear someone, just say, echo. And whoever had just spoken will repeat their comment for you or their question. And I got to tell you, that is the most amazing strategy. Just bear in mind this. I brought the say echo strategy in on Monday. I was ready to throw it in the trash can by Wednesday. Why would that be? Oh, 3rd grade, they're bringing their friends in. Come on and say echo. You won't believe it. It's really cool. Yeah. There was power. Do I really have the power to say echo on my own without seeking my teacher's permission? And in my room, yes, you do. You abuse that power, I'll talk to you privately. And the other issue was fun. Newness. This is a brand new idea. Newness is a form of novelty. Novelty is a form of fun. And fun is one of those 5 needs. I am no longer surprised when power and fun cause students to overreact to something. And what I learned in my career was patience. Oh, first 5 years, I would, hey, forget echo. Thought it would help. Like echo, 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 echo. Forget it. We're not doing that anymore. Didn't even give it a chance to grow roots. Well, I'm saying, where's the fruit? Roots haven't even grown. The more I taught, the more patient I became. I allowed the novelty to wear off, which it does. I counseled the abusers privately. Boys. Echo is a tool. It's not a weapon, okay? And young man, you've got to give Monica a break. She is shy enough as it is without you screaming echo whenever she speaks. When you say echo, normal voice, we'll hear you. We always hear you. And gentlemen, here's a thought. If we have one echo, we don't need two more right away, do we? Let's see if the first one does it. But trust me, boys, trust me. If you didn't hear, I want you to say an echo. Let's just not be crazy about it. But by week 3, it was flying. And it's amazing. Anytime during a lesson, student said something, I said thanks, and someone over here says echo, and you repeat your comment, you repeat your statement. I got students talking to each other now. Oh, that is some glorious stuff. So today, as I call upon teachers, if you didn't hear them, just say echo. They'll repeat for you. And bear in mind this is an experience again. The kids in the front row, when they heard echo, they always repeated it to me. Because that's all we do is talk to the teacher. We never really talk to our classmates. Let's talk to the teacher. So the echo came from way back there. And I got students, you're telling me again, your little, we're having coffee voice, little quiet thing. And I've got to say, hey, no, that came from back there. What my guys learned to do, took them a week or two, they would turn and direct their voice where they heard the echo thing coming from. It's great stuff. Good stuff. I wish I could say echo. The older I get, I wish I could say echo when I'm introduced to people. I don't know where my head goes when I'm introduced to somebody. It's like they're going, yeah, Rick, this is wah, wah, wah. That's what they say. Echo? What was that again? Echo? Echo? So don't be afraid to say echo, to have someone repeat. That is one of your options, saying what somebody else had said. Here's another option for you. Ask for more time. Now we're talking the low affective filter. Credential program, low affective filter, decrease anxiety, increase achievement. So if I called upon a student, asked for more time, I just set the card aside. And by the way, I like keeping the cards in front of me so no one thinks they're off the hook because I've called upon them. I keep going back to the kids in front of me, keep them on their toes. By week 3, though, they developed the habit of having an answer ready because I use this thing relentlessly. Relentless with those things. I was never going away. So I've got these guys. So let's say we're doing a vocabulary review. Called upon some students for number 1, confirmed it. Now we're doing number 2, confirm it. Now I'm on number 3, call upon Chris. More time, I just set his card aside. And then I don't bog things down. I keep calling upon other kids. And here's the amazing thing. Anybody who asked for more time always listened to what their classmates said. Now we're talking metacognition, which we'll talk about in just a bit. And now when Chris is ready, he has to indicate he's ready. I don't want to be the one to keep going to, hey, you done? You ready? You got something? What do you got? I don't want to do that. It's not my job. It's your right to ask for more time. It's your responsibility to let me know when you do have a response ready. And when he does put a hand up, here's my high school buddies in Bakersfield. He puts his hand up, I now know to call on Chris and take his response. And here's a new one I'm working on. How about a lifeline? That could be fun, huh? That'd be a kick. Man, high school, they got phones, let them call home. Yeah, hey, Mom, it's Rick. Mom, calm down, I'm okay. Mom, stop. I'm in U.S. history. We're talking about Shays' Rebellion. I need contributing factors to Shays' Rebellion. So if you could go online. What do you mean you're busy? Mom, this is my grades we're talking about. Click, yeah. Hey, thanks for watching part 2 of Class Cards. I recommend you check out part 3. I'm going to give you even more suggestions for how to get the most out of this very simple but very effective strategy.